A fixed mindset is pretty much what it means. It means that somebody believes that their physical body, their intelligence, ability at an instrument or a sport, whatever it may be, is fixed. And whatever they can do, there's a limit. Maybe they can improve a little bit, but there's always going to be a limit, and that's going to be it. I'm just never going to be smart enough to pass calculus, right? The growth mindset is the exact opposite. It's the person who believes that no matter what I feel about myself, my success is completely determined by the work and the strategy that I put into it. If I want to do X, all I have to do is Y and Z. It may take longer, it may take time, I may need resources, I may need help, but I will be able to do it because I have that growth mindset. What I want to do today is present a little formula that you can simply write out on the board in front of your classroom that might help. If a student has a fixed mindset, okay? So if they have a fixed mindset, what that leads to, I just pressed something here. For those of you who are listening, I'm writing something out. As I said, you should definitely check out the YouTube channel to check this out. Oh, this is very sloppy. A fixed mindset leads to negative self-talk. So negative self-talk, because clearly if you have a fixed mindset, you're somebody who's saying, well, I'm just not smart enough. I'm just not athletic enough. I'll never be able to do that. And what this ultimately leads to is bad decisions. That is the sloppiest handwriting ever. You should check this out. Bad decisions. This tab was pretty tough, but bad decisions. The decision not to try out for the sport. The decision to go drinking with their buddies. The decision to just smoke that one thing and do that one drug, whatever it is. The decision to talk back to somebody and completely disregard their humanity. These bad decisions. Because what's the point? Like, if I know that I'm at the pinnacle of where I am, because even if I can improve a little bit, I'm just, it is what it is. Yeah, I get it. Of course that's going to lead to bad decisions, right? But if we have a growth mindset, this is getting sloppier as time goes on. This ultimately leads to positive self-talk. Because even in the nature of growth mindset and fixed mindset, if you think about what a growth mindset is, it's I will, I can. That's ultimately a very positive statement versus I can't, or I shouldn't, or why try, right? So positive self-talk is really important because ultimately that leads to good decisions. I'm just making scribbles. That's literally what I'm doing. I'm going to get you better at this tablet for you next time. But at the same time, it's really important of a concept to think about and to present to students, because this little just chart actually is a takeaway from the book I'm reading right now, from Grit, which is by Angela Duckworth. And Grit, she has a little bit of a section where she ties in some things from Carol Dweck's work, Growth Mindset. And these two absolute amazing people in this field of behavior change and psychology is really incredible to read both of their stuff. And it's such a basis of what we want to teach our students. When I talk about making an upgrade to your decision making, and when I try to teach students, if I'm in a school myself, it's like everything is based from the decision that we have, but the decisions that we make are stemming from something. So in this example, it's stemming from the things that we say to ourselves internally, whether it's positive or negative. And that's ultimately stemming from what kind of mindset we have. To take this back one step further, the mindset is achieved by our beliefs. it is up to you, or in this case, the student, to believe that a growth mindset is possible to achieve. Because you can read a book about mindset, and you can read a book about these two different perspectives, ultimately. But you have to be the one to choose that. And again, what did I just say? It's the choice. The choice is there to decide to adopt this framework, or to decide that you can have the belief that you are capable. For me in my life, I have been a musician for a very long time. And when I was all the way in high school and college and my undergrad, I thought there was a cap to my ability. I said, well, I can get, really far with it, but I can never be the greatest euphonium player in the world. I can never be the greatest trombone player in the world, or whatever. And that was my mindset. Until one day, a mentor friend of mine gave me the permission. I don't know if anybody else has ever given you permission before to think a different way, but he gave me the permission to think more of myself. And if all he had to say was a little comment, and if he thought that I was much better of a performer than I actually am, all of a sudden my world is opening up, because I'm saying to myself, am I deaf? Can I even hear how I play? Because I don't really think I play that well. But this mentor friend of mine was looking at not necessarily what I was able to do in the moment, but my ability, my potential, my growth. And maybe you're a teacher or work with kids in some fashion, and you have a student who is really troubled, is really going down maybe a bad path. It's very easy for us to just say, yeah, that kid's just going to have a rough road ahead. Or we can look at that kid and say, there's something that he or she needs to unlock their potential, to then do whatever it is they need to do, to change whatever it is they need to change, to see differently the way they're seeing now. So maybe it's something as simple as drawing this little formula on the board. Maybe it's a much longer coaching procedure. Maybe it's another tactic. Maybe it's the 90-year calendar. Maybe it's maybe assigning some of the reading out of grit or growth mindset, whatever it is. But I encourage you to use this little formula and make sure your students know that you believe in their potential, not necessarily what they are doing in the moment, because that is ultimately what will foster a growth mindset. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I definitely did. I know I have a little more work to do with my tablet here. If you like it, then please hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified every time I release a new video. And if you like today's video, then you should definitely check out this one right over here.